Share your love and creativity for baking. Bake more memories with tried and trusted Royal Baking Powder.
Previously on the Tastemaster SA, the competition heated up as the top 6 stepped into the world of fine dining. With the task of creating a plated dessert to surprise the senses, they had to think outside the box. For Nolan, drawing inspiration from his heritage paid off as he took home top honors. But for Damien, overcomplicating his flavors left a bad taste in the judges' mouths, sending him home.
Super excited. Laasweek was chaoties, die challenge was hektiek geweest. Kyk nou vorentoe, nuwe week, hier gaan ons.
The pressure is on, the heat is here, and we need to up our game.
Everyone is strong competition. There's not one person you could be like, they stand out, because everyone is here for a reason and everyone knows what they're doing.
I'm in the most beautiful part of South Africa. It's so beautiful, so picturesque, so scenic. I feel like I'm inside a painting and I'm so excited for the day ahead.
We arrive, Fritz is standing there alone to greet us, and the only reason for this is that it must be bread week.
So, welcome to the farm. Well, this place is particularly special to me, and if you're thinking like, why did he bring me all the way out here? It's because I really wanted to show you guys where it all started for me like 13 years ago. And because of the support from the local community, we can still call Stellenbosch home today, which is very special, as you can imagine, in this magical place. And as you've assumed, today is going to be all about bread. It is my greatest passion after my family, and I've got a deep love and intrinsic value to baking bread. So, are you ready to bake some bread?
Yes!
Let's go.
This is the masterclass I've been waiting for. This is the one that I said to myself, if you make it anywhere in the competition, as long as you've done Fritz's masterclass, I'll be happy.
Welcome, guys. So, bread, a product that has such historic significance. For 12,000 years, people have made bread, and it's formed the cornerstone of communities. It's such a rich part of our history, of everybody's history. I still strongly believe that well-farmed grains in living soil, milled with stones, which maintains the integrity of the grain, and then naturally fermented with wild yeast, is such a beautiful and delicious and healthy nutritional product. And even though I believe strongly in multi-day fermentation, that is not always possible. And so what do? We have to focus on how do we bake the best possible bread in the shortest amount of time. I want to show you something that's really become a staple in this household, and that's called brioche, an enriched, delicious bread. I'm going to mix a lukewarm water with my free-range eggs.
Why are you using lukewarm water?
So this is a yeasted bread, and yeast is very sensitive to temperature. If you want to speed it up, you have to add heat. I've got my stone ground flour, 100 grams of caster sugar, 20 grams of molten salt. I put 40 grams of yeast into this batch today, which is more than double I would normally put in.
I've never seen anyone put so much of yeast in one bread dough in my life.
We've shortened our time by adding more yeast, but it means that we've got to keep a close eye. I'm going to add 5 grams of royal baking powder just to ensure that I get that lift that might be compromised with the short amount of time that we're giving our yeast to react.
The tip I'm definitely holding on to going into this challenge is how to make a really good bread in a short amount of time.
And as soon as it starts taking shape, I'm going to start adding the butter. It's critical that this is at room temperature.
The butter amount is quite crazy, but I think that is what you get, is to get that cakey texture, you have to add so much butter. And also the amount of time it took for him to incorporate all the butter, it's quite a long process.
For today, we're going to be making 2 versions of the same dough, one being a classic burger bun and the other being a brioche loaf for French toast. I'm just going to set this aside for 20 minutes to rest.
I'm learning so much today. Fritz is teaching us how you can maximize your time and really push the boundaries in making a quick bread, but with maximum flavor.
Let's give the dough a quick fold before its final rest. Molly?
Fritz, I wanted to ask, what's the benefit of folding it?
Imagine like these fine structures. That's a gluten structure, and it's in one layer. Every time you fold that dough, you're multiplying the layers on top of each other. So now, when the yeast starts reacting and it gives off carbon dioxide, it goes into those levels, which then means that's how your rise happens. So folding gives you volume. Right, we'll give it its final rest and then we'll shape it.
I know firsthand how important it is to prove your dough properly, because I've had many flops in my lifetime. I'm hoping I've left that behind and we're going forward with some expertise.
Right, it's done, it's well rested. You can see clearly that there's a volume difference. Right, so we're doing buns. I'm going for 100 grams. Nice, still got it. Now, to shape the burger bun. There's a process in which you bring the corners together. What are we doing? We're creating multiple layers. So the shaping is a slow, almost like I'm pushing the top part underneath and I'm creating tension on my dough surface. Just bringing it together.
So I've never seen brioche being baked, but the way Fritz is working with the dough, and it's so soft and buttery, and he's egging it and with sesame seeds, he knows what he's doing.
I want to make a loaf. So now I'm just going to shape it from this position. What we're looking for is a nice uniform shape. There's a tightness on the outside.
Watching Fritz work with this dough, it's just a love language. He just knows where to fold it and how to fold it, just to make it look so much more luxurious, and he really knows how to love the dough so much.
Just give this a little bit of egg wash. And as you know, of course, it brings a beautiful color to it, but it keeps it moist. To keep it moist is critical. Right guys, that's done with the shaping. We're going to give it its final proof. Pop it in the oven for a quick bake, and then put our two dishes together.
We're learning lots of helpful tips in this masterclass. Firstly, ways on how to fold and actually handle such a wet and soft dough.
There you go. Brioche buns, brioche loaf.
Wow, Fritz takes out the buns from the oven and they are absolutely gorgeous. They have this beautiful golden crust.
The first component is going to be an awesome, delicious burger. Super unpretentious. We focus on quality bread, quality meat. This, for instance, is a 100% Wagyu patty.
We are really getting spoiled. It smells amazing.
Perfect. Right, let's take our burger bun. Proof is in the pudding. Beautiful, that's perfect. I'll give this a nice toast in the pan.
Brioche dough, very tricky and very hard to get right, because you need that crumb to be super soft, super spongy. Wow, I'm impressed.
So now's a good time to get our cheese on. First step, tangy mayonnaise with a chili oil.
This burger being put together looks like it is just crafted on a computer. It's so beautiful, and I'm dying to have a bite.
Just a bit of caramelized onion.
Wow.
And there you go, guys.
Yum.
Squash.
Delicious. It's absolutely mouth-watering. It actually gives me goosebumps to just watch it opening. I can't wait to take a bite.
Right, burger done, but we're not done yet. Now time for French toast. Here we go, brioche loaf. Beautiful.
I don't think I've ever seen a slice of bread be cut this thick. So it could also be doubled up as, I don't know, a doorstop or a bookshelf holder.
So here we've got our custard, eggs, cream, sugar, and we've put some orange zest.
I'm enjoying the smell of everything. Everything smells so good.
I'm going to take a nice orange marmalade, very, very thin layer. Blitzed up the frangipan, some butter, eggs, sugar, and a bit of brandy. It's going to go on top as our top layer.
Ons leer soveel nuwe tegnieke, flavor combinations, ideas.
Some flaked almonds. Final step, get that in the oven. Just get your nuts browned.
It's French toast, but it's giving restaurant quality, and I'm so excited to taste.
There you go. That looks beautiful. We're going to finish it off with a generous dollop of mascarpone and maple syrup.
Now that I've seen what Fritz has created right in front of our eyes, I'm very nervous as to what's to come.
Right guys, that's one dough, brioche dough, used in 2 different ways. Right, let's taste.
This food looks so good. The burger, oh my gosh, I just want to dive right into it.
The burger is just melting in my mouth. It's so soft, it's so tender, it's juicy, delicious.
Ek het al baie brioche in my lewe geëet. Die tekstuur, die smaak, dis perfek.
This French toast, you don't even need a knife to cut, and the combination of the marmalade with the almond notes coming through, all with this soft, well-baked brioche, is the most incredible French toast I've ever tasted.
Coming up, inspired by Fritz's masterclass in the winelands, the top 5 take on the bread challenge.
Why not order from your oven? With precision, raise your standards and make it matter. AEG. Challenge the expected. Share your love and creativity for baking. Bake more memories with tried and trusted Royal Baking Powder.
I've got the power! I've got the Royal Baking Powder pen today, and I'm so eager to use it. Hopefully it's worth it.
Welcome back to the Tastemaster Kitchen, everyone. I'm sure you had a spectacular time on the farm with Fritz.
Today you will have 2 hours to complete a bread dough with which you must create a main course plus a dessert.
We want you, of course, to go wild with creativity. Serve us something spectacular. And of course, the bread must be perfect. Nolan, I'm pretty sure at this moment you're wondering what advantage your Royal Baking Powder pin gives you this week. Well, your advantage today is extra time. So you will start before everybody else and you will have an extra 10 minutes of baking time.
And guys, just a reminder that this is an elimination challenge. By the end of today's bake, one of you will be going home. For the winner, you will receive the Royal Baking Powder pin. The winner will also be walking away with a brand new 8 kilogram AEG heat pump tumble dryer.
Are you ready to bake more memories?
Yes.
Nolan, your time starts in 3, 2, 1, get baking.
Extra 10 minutes when it comes to bread making. Wow, my bread can prove perfectly. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Royal Baking Powder pen. I feel a lot of pressure because all eyes are on me. I've added Royal Baking Powder
Channeling Fritz,
just to give that extra love. I'm going to mix this on slow.
Do you guys want a masterclass too?
Yes.
Now you're getting distracting, you know?
Yeah, no pressure.
That's part of their strategy, Nolan.
Yeah.
Don't let them send you into a place where you're distracted.
I'm scared to move. I don't know which way to go. All these eyes are on me and I can't flop up. I can't make any mistakes. So I'm doing a pork bao bun. My family loves this, and the idea behind this dish is when I own a small restaurant someday, I would like this to be one of the dishes on my menu. The sweet option, I'm doing it's a coffee, chocolate and white chocolate bao that's baked. Today I'm baking with the thought of owning my own restaurant at the back of my mind.
Nolan, you have 1 more minute left. Everyone, get to your stations. Almost time to start.
I am worried that I could be the one going home. I'm up against very stiff competition.
Your time starts in 3, 2, 1.
Get baking.
Well, hilariously, I'm also making pork bao buns. I don't know what cooking method's going on. I think the same cooking method as that. So I feel under some extra pressure today. There are so many meats Nolan could have chosen to put into this bao bun, but the man is not only using pork, he's using pork belly. I'm using pork belly. For dessert, I'm doing something a little bit different. So I'm taking my bao bun, I'm steaming it, and I'm actually deep frying it to make like a bao bun donut, which I'm gonna stuff with a cherry and black sesame jam, make a bit of a cherry cream cheese filling as well.
Hi, Lizelle. How are things going? I can see the nerves shaking because Fritz, Mr. Bread,
Fritz is here.
is in the building.
Fritz is here.
So what's the plan? What are you making for us today?
So I'm doing a Turkish-inspired cottage cheese pie, but I'm making it a sweet cream cheese pie with a bread base. And then I'm using that same bread because it's kind of focaccia style. I'm doing rosemary and walnut little roll bread. Serving that with my pear, potato leek and apple soup.
I'm glad to hear that you're making a focaccia though. I just want to understand one aspect. It sounds like a cream cheese thing is like a cheesecake.
Yeah, so you press the dough into the pan and you bake it flat. You put a crumble on top of that and then you bake it together.
Okay, we'll leave you to it.
Thank you. The most difficult part today is the bread. I don't know the textures, I don't know what to look at, so I need to get it right.
Let's say some interesting things we spot here. We've got some tea, we've got cocoa nibs, mustard seeds. What's the plan?
I'm spicing my dough with some cardamom. That's why I've chosen to go in the Ethiopian route with the very spicy chicken. And I'm gonna have some cardamom in my actual spice blend to pair with the bun. The black tea is gonna be for my filling for my donut. I'm making a masala chai tea custard to go inside my donut, and then I'm just gonna have the cacao nibs on the outside for some texture. It is sort of a brioche dough, not as rich and decadent as the one we had earlier because I am frying my donut, so yes. In varsity, I had a very close friend to me who was from Kenya, and that's my inspiration behind my sweet bake today. I'm making mandazi, which is a very common East African fried yeasted dough. And yeah, I'm really excited to wave the Kenyan flag high.
Bao dough uses both yeast and baking powder to rise, so I'm hoping that that's going to help me work quickly with it and create some cool things. So far my dough is proving in the microwave, which is my little makeshift tip. If you put a glass of boiling water and your dough in the microwave, it kind of acts like a bit of a warm space, just to try and accelerate the rate of fermentation going on.
Hi Molly.
Hello.
Just tell me, I see your dough is mixing here. What's happening? That looks like a nice consistency. Is that an enriched dough? Does it have butter or?
No, olive oil. I'm making a focaccia.
Focaccia.
So I'm going to be making a fully loaded focaccia sandwich, and I'm going to be making my own pickles. I'm going to be putting cheese on it, and there's going to be olives in the focaccia as well. And then I'm going to be making a apple cinnamon roll with my other focaccia. My sweet bake is inspired by an olive oil and apple cake that I have.
Molly, is bread something you make often at home?
I love making bread. I haven't always been very good at it, but I do love making it. So yeah, it is something I'm very interested in. I'm grating my apples and putting it in my frying pan, and I'm adding a little bit of honey and cinnamon.
Nolan?
Hello, chef.
Making good use of your advantage?
Yes, I've got a lot going on so far.
Talk us through your sweet components.
Okay, so I saw this on social media, how people put a cracklin over the bao dough, over a bread dough.
Oh, like you would with choux pastry.
Yes, like as you would with choux.
Okay, you keep referring to it as bao buns. Bao means bun. So you're saying bun.
Yes.
So just bao, sufficient.
Just bao, okay.
Okay. On that note, we'll leave you to it.
Thank you. Once color is on the pork, I'm going to add in some rice wine vinegar, some sake, some mirin, some soy sauce, and a whole bunch of spices.
Hi Maxine.
Hi.
Are you going to reduce this? What's the plan
Not
here?
now. I just want to get a nice caramelization on the pork before I do that.
And your dough is exactly the same dough, you're just steaming one and frying the other.
Yes, so the dough is the same. What I might do for the ones that I make the pork in, I'm thinking about putting some fresh coriander in as I do my final roll.
I think herbs is probably one of the things that have the least impact on your dough structure. I think that could be beautiful.
Well, it smells really delicious.
Yeah.
Max,
Thank you. Thank you. I've actually spent quite a lot of time backpacking in Asia, so Asian flavors are some of my favorites to cook with, and so that definitely inspired my bake today.
Lesejo, your cabbage is burning.
That's what I want.
I know you want to char, but do you want to burn? Because this one is catching a little. Ooh. I don't know if any birdie told you, but coleslaw is one of mine and my family's favorite thing. Whenever we have Sunday lunch, we always have coleslaw. So
Oh my gosh, no pressure.
yeah, I'm like a coleslaw expert. So if this doesn't hit, I don't know. Don't know what to tell you.
Just have an open mind.
Always.
I'm making my own mayo from scratch. This is the Taste Master kitchen, and I have to prove why I have this apron on.
Sorry, my life, there was rice vinegar here a second ago.
Remember, you at home can also bake more memories by getting involved in this week's viewer competition.
We want to see your interpretation of today's challenge. Create a beautiful meal featuring a bread baked with royal baking powder. Upload it onto socials by replying to the competition post using the hashtag #TheTasteMasterSA. You could win a KitchenAid stand mixer plus a Parmalat hamper worth R1,000.
Happy baking, everyone!
And when posting your entry, make sure you include the hashtag #BakeMoreMemories. Up next, with only an hour left on the clock, will they have enough time to complete 2 bakes? Choose Parmalat for better lunches, better dinners, and better family time. Parmalat makes life better and better.
Parmalat.
Dough resting nicely. You're happy with the progress?
I'm very happy with the progress. I am running a bit late on time. What I'm trying to do now, push as much of my other components as possible so that when I focus on my bread, it's just my bread, and yeah.
Yeah, so you want to take it out the oven and assemble, is that what you're saying?
Exactly. You get it. Yes.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nolan, how do you feel about your advantage being top 5?
I'm really honored to be here so far. I really want to win. I started cooking because it is my passion in the first place. And I want to show everyone that this is what I really want to do. And I want to get the ball rolling. And I think this competition is a step forward in the right direction.
Absolutely. I think your ball is already rolling. I'm sure your parents and everybody who knows you watching, seeing you in the top 5 is already so proud and inspired by you. So
thank you, Chef.
Just keep it going. What's the caramel for?
So I'm making a salted caramel, coffee and chocolate butter to go on my bao buns.
Your caramel's burning.
Oh, this caramel keeps burning. I burnt it like 3 times.
Hoe lyk jou deegie?
Ek weet nie.
Ja, is 'n lekker stywe deeg.
Okay.
Jy gaan lekker maklik met hom kan werk, dis
so ek maak
verseker.
net 'n klein, daarom net 'n klein broodjie en die ander een is ook nie te groot.
En jy sit nie 'n klein bietjie olie op so in jou bakkie om hom net nee, nie nodig nie.
Maar ek dink nie so nie, want hy's
Net so klein, dun laagie. Laat hy net lekker uitpop. Die probleem is
ja, dan gaan ek sukkel om hom uit te
dit is die ding en dan wat gebeur is as hy daar vasplak en jy trek hom uit dan breek jy daai struktuur elke keer op.
What? Molly, happy with the way your dough is proving?
I think so. I usually do it by hand. I'm not used to using the dough hook, so I don't know if it's been kneaded enough.
Oh no, it looked good when it was sort of hanging off the dough hook, so I don't think that should be a worry. So how does it feel, Molly, to be in the top 5? Did you ever think that you would be this far in the competition?
No, I didn't think that I'd make it this far.
Did you feel like the underdog because you were the youngest one?
Yeah, I did a bit, because everyone has so much experience and I don't. So this is the start of my career, which is crazy.
Which is amazing. Hey, you should be so proud of yourself.
Sorry.
Okay, on that note, bye, Mols.
Sorry, bye.
Peace out.
I think it's a very great way to start my career, and I'm very lucky to have had this opportunity.
There were murmurings of a soup. Has the soup been started?
I'm starting now.
It's an interesting flavor combination.
Combo, yes.
Is it something you grew up eating, this flavor combo, or is it something you're just trying for the first time?
No. This I make a lot at home, and everyone loves it.
Oh.
So
So what does your family sort of think about you being on the Taste Master, being this far along on the Taste Master?
no, my boys are so wowed. My mom, my brothers, everyone is like, sure, Lizelle, at this age, are you doing it?
It's never too late, Lizelle.
Exactly.
You should tell them that.
I'm really feeling good because everything is going according to plan.
Contestants, you officially have 30 minutes left.
Let's go, guys. Let's go.
For my pastry cream, I start by steeping my tea and all the spices that are reminiscent of a chai tea, and then I start thickening it with my egg custard until I have a beautiful pastry cream.
Just burned my peanuts, that's okay. Got enough time to roast some more, but they went from 0 to hero. They were literally not even browning and now they're smoking.
Your station is usually very, very clean and orderly. Today's a different story.
I am trying. It's nerve-wracking. definitely nerve-wracking.
That dough consistency looks great.
Thank you.
Are you happy with that?
I'm happy with it. It's so soft. It's so easy to work with.
Did you change your recipe
Yes,
in
I
any
did
way?
add extra yeast, and I always use fresh yeast.
I agree with you. I use fresh yeast when I can. For me, it's more effective. How long does the steam take?
The steam takes about 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes.
Okay.
I need to get the timing perfect. They need to go into the oven. I need to watch them rise and not overbake and not burn. Oh, so much to think about.
Oh, look, your rolls have rolled.
Yes.
Okay. Is there a glaze or something going on there?
Yes, I'm hopefully going to make a maple frosting, maple syrup and cream cheese frosting.
Okay, you still doing okay for time?
I don't know.
Okay.
Let's find out.
Okay, I'll leave you to it then.
Thank you. A little bit stressed. I think we'll be fine.
Is this your final proof for these, or are they still proving
It's
some
my
more?
final proof,
Okay.
and I wish I had longer, but in the very last 15 minutes, I'm going to throw them in the fire because they need like 8 minutes.
Okay. And your savoury, are they ready to go into the oven? or-
Yes, they are, because they've been going for their second proof.
You do have a lot still to do, so
I do.
I'm nervous for you, but I think if we leave you to it, you should still be fine, yeah?
Yes. I'm trying to stay as composed as possible throughout this challenge, but my time management is so poor, and I think that's going to catch up to me later on.
Got a lot going on here, Nolan. Are you still doing okay for time?
Yes, chef.
That 10 minutes got eaten away, hey?
Yeah, it just went like poof. Oh, it's just gone.
And it's gone.
And it's gone.
How many minutes for your baking?
They're about 15 minutes more.
15 minutes
15
more.
minutes more. Sure. Thank you. Am I doing too much? I always do too much, but is it enough? I hope it's enough.
Is this your second proof? Or?
Yeah, probably just 5 more minutes because I actually want to get cooking. I made a black sesame and toasted peanut praline.
Oh, we're abandoning the candied cherries.
We're just going to see what they turn into when they cool down. That's one of my strategies. I just let odd things cool down in 5 minutes before the end. I often chuck them on the plate. And sometimes it
Interesting
works.
strategy, but okay, roll with it.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Breads are in the oven?
Yes.
It doesn't look like a focaccia anymore.
So did you dimple it? Okay, well then it wouldn't look like a focaccia, right?
Well, it's bread. Right, contestants, only 15 minutes left. Hope those bakes are finishing up.
Woo, come on guys.
Time flies in the Taste Master kitchen, and I don't even know where all this time went, and I just have to go as fast as I can to be able to present 2 beautiful plates of food to the judges.
Look at those bad boys. Bop, 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 bop.
Bread's in the oven, Molly.
Yeah.
Looking how you want them to.
Yeah, I think so.
Ooh.
What are you working on now, Molly?
My maple syrup icing for the cinnamon roll.
Okay, so you got your glaze done. And still nothing happening with the shredded chicken?
No, it's a process. It's a process.
Okay, it's a process.
I'm not leaving the chicken late. I've got it under control. It will be done.
So just over 10 minutes left to go. I don't see very many complete dishes, so I'm getting nervous for them.
So the Taste Master kitchen is a black hole for time.
True.
I've noticed that. Right, guys, 10 minutes left. It's crunch time.
Woo!
Oh, they dense. I cut my first burger bun open, and it is very, very dense, and this might be something that lands me in that very dangerous spot of being eliminated today. That butter smells so good.
Everything okay? No.
I still have ingredients heating up on the stove. My bread's still in the oven. Haven't started plating. Yeah, I don't think I managed my time very well for this one.
Oh, look, the bar.
That looks great.
Light and fluffy.
Well done, that's it.
Taste test. Oh!
The black sesame sauce is something I've never done before. I'm using glutinous rice flour to mix with the black sesame, a bit of sugar to hopefully get a sauce that is thickened but not too floury tasting.
No, Lynn. Ooh, these are looking great.
Thank you.
But I see we're having a braai today.
Yes, we are. I'm gonna
Close to my
hibachi style the pork belly so it gets that smokiness. And
reheat and smoke, obviously.
Reheat and smoke.
Yeah.
We fry with our hands.
Looking down at my sweet bake, I'm really happy. Cheesecake is baked beautifully and it smells lovely as well.
Time is almost up. I am shoving filling into my donuts and just trying to make sure that all my components are actually on a plate today. I have finished challenges before where I miss out on putting a lot of my components on the plate, and I don't want to do that again.
1 minute. Final touches.
"30 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Stop baking, everybody. Well done.
Well done, guys.
Great effort.
I'm very happy with the donuts. They taste really good, light and fluffy. The bread, however, is slightly dense, but it's not too detrimental to my final product.
I'm very worried. I think the time flew away from me and I think it looks very boring, but hopefully my flavors are good.
If I have to own a restaurant anytime soon, this is what I'd like to serve, and this is how I'd like to serve it. The bread I know is perfect, how I wanted it. I'm just concerned about the pork. I hope the judges enjoy it the way I do.
I just think my time management's not amazing, so I don't always have time to clean. And I think my brain just goes everywhere, so I don't put stuff away like I should. I don't know if it's enough to but I'm happy. I am happy.
Die tyd was daarom genoeg. Ek het kon pleit. Ek's bietjie bekommerd oor die broodjie, want ek, soos julle weet, bak ek nie regtig brood nie, maar die soproe delicious, daai proe baie lekker en die custard ook. So dalk sal dit werk.
Next up, contestants present their breads to the judges, but will they be baked to perfection?
Share your love and creativity for baking. Bake more memories with tried and trusted Royal Baking Powder.
Fritz, bread challenge complete. Are you proud of what the guys have done? Did they stand up to what you've taught them in the masterclass?
Yeah, I think so. I'm very proud, to be honest with you. It seems like they listened quite a lot because I challenged them on some concepts that were unfamiliar and maybe, a little bit daunting. They took it on, and I'm very, very excited to see how they finally integrated that well-baked product as well.
The proof is in the pudding, so let's get tasting.
Let's.
Bring on the first bake.
Walking up to the judges, I kind of feel nervous. It looks beautiful. Maybe I wasn't as creative as the other contestants with my main bake. So let's see.
All right. This bread is going to be on show here today. And I know you're moving out of your comfort zone with bread, but what are you hoping for us to experience in this bread?
I was just hoping that the walnuts and the rosemary will come through a bit.
Okay. Zola, you ready?
I'm ready to dip the bread into the soup. Lizelle, before Fritz cut into the bread, he said the bread served like this has to be the hero. Unfortunately for me, in the savory course, the soup is definitely the hero. For me, I think that your bread is very underbaked. I mean, when you press it, it goes back to dough form, and I guess that's the most telling way.
Putting the nuts and the rosemary on the top like that only gives off an aroma when you bake it. It doesn't really add any flavor to it. For me, the hero was your dessert item. Cheesecake should have been more because you nailed that flavor. Your bread served well in your dessert item.
I think the bake is definitely much better. It's springy. That cheesecake filling is delicious. And that pop of sweetness from the cherries, really, really enjoyed. And the custard was a great accompaniment.
Thank you.
Carrying my plates to the judges, I think this is the most nervous I've been because I am walking towards the bread expert himself.
Lesego, this looks great. How happy are you?
I'm happy with how everything looks. I'm just a little bit worried about the density of the bigger bun.
That was the only concern I had, was it felt to me like you left that final rise maybe a little bit short. You know, you didn't give it enough time. But the rest of it looks lovely.
It looks really inviting. You definitely want to dig into it.
Dig in?
Yep.
Whew. I really hope Zola loves this slow. I've creatively interpreted it, and I think that's something that she will enjoy.
Your bun was baked. It's quite dense and solid, but it baked through. And the flavors of your bun are remarkable. You get the cardamom, and it's a little bit sweet, and it lifts everything. The flavors of your burger was excellent. Your sweet treat was so decadent and delicious, and the flavors were in complete balance.
Let's say your flavors are sensational. I mean, I want to eat everything. That's how delicious each and every bite is. That charred coleslaw, wow, inspired, love the flavor. But this dessert, every single part was perfect. Not saturated in oil, the custard, the texture, the amount in the bun, then that bitter note that the cacao nibs give. Loved.
Yeah.
Very good.
Excellent job.
Thank you so much.
Well done.
Thank you so much.
I'm very nervous to see what the judges will think. I hope my bread is light and fluffy, and I hope my flavors come through in everything.
Molly, you had us sweating at the end there, slicing your bread, assembling your sandwich. Gosh, lots of things you were doing at the end.
Just from the looks of it, looks like it's fully baked. Ready?
Ready. Molly, I think you got a beautiful bake on both of your breads. I think they are distinctly different, both in texture and flavor. Starting with the focaccia, unless you bite into one of those green olives, which gives you a wonderful burst of vibrant flavor, the bread itself is a little bit lackluster when it comes to flavor. And actually your filling is also very muted. I think a bit more seasoning all the way around. I did enjoy the crunch of the pickle as well, but I think more pickle would have been a good thing.
The bread lacks salt, a lot of it. So your recipe needs tweaking in that sense.
Your Chelsea bun, the flavor is divine. I love that apple, cinnamon spice and that delicious creaminess on top.
The flavor is great. I would have liked to see it more caramelization on the top, maybe push that heat a little bit up, get that outside just a little bit crusty, and get a syrup infused in there. But great flavor in that, great attempt, very good bake.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Well
Molly.
done.
I have some concerns about my bao creations today. I hope that my actual dough is puffed up and fluffy enough. I also hope that my donut is not too oily. And it really are these small things that can send you home at this point in the competition.
Max, it's a joy sort of watching you bake just because you're enjoying it, but you're also putting pressure on yourself. You're pushing yourself, and that's what we want to see in this competition, because these really do look outstanding and tempting, and I am very excited to dig in.
Awesome. It's so funny because the last few minutes of a challenge will be the quickest minutes of your life, but then the minutes before you're ready for a verdict are by far the longest. They just draw out.
Max, this dough worked very well for both purposes. I mean, I didn't imagine that a bao dough could work so well for a donut, but it works perfectly. There's so much depth and thought put into every single item. Every step of that process that you've taken has its impact. That little bao would not be out of place in any premium bao offering. That donut is delicious. It is so good.
Steaming and then frying bao dough to make a donut, where does that even come from? That's inspired. That sesame praline, it adds that extra layer of texture and flavor, and these are the things that we're looking for. That's what sets you apart in this competition. You did an amazing, amazing job. This, bravo.
Well done.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm carrying my plate to the judges. I really hope they love this. And I know they're gonna compare it to Max's, but I hope that mine gives me an edge.
Did everything go according to plan? I know we all know, we've spoken about it before, you had the advantage, so you had the extra time. Did everything make it onto your dishes?
The only thing that didn't make it so far was the ram baba. Definitely, I took a executive decision last minute to not put it on because I wasn't happy with it.
Good. If it's not on standard, don't present it. This looks beautiful. Thank you for a great presentation.
Thanks, Chacha. I hope Fritz, the bread man, he loves my bun because they're so soft, they're so delicate, and everything just works well together in one cohesive dish.
The bao is lovely, tender, light, perfectly steamed. And the flavors with the salt and the sweet, I think everything just works really well together. And your sweet component was equally delicious. I love that crackle on top. The texture of this dough as well, it feels like a completely different dough.
The time and the effort that's put into this is clearly seen. The complexity and the layers of the flavors of your main was excellent. From a practical perspective, I had difficulty eating your pork. The fat rind on there didn't come off, it was super chewy and the pieces were quite big. So to get through it was quite impractical. And your coffee flavored butter here is very, very buttery. Those are two components that I would say from a technical perspective definitely has room for improvement. The texture of your bakes are both perfect. Perfect. Crackle was an excellent execution. I was jealous of that. That's how good it worked for you. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chacha.
Remember, you at home can also bake more memories by getting involved in this week's viewer competition.
We want to see your interpretation of today's challenge. Create a beautiful meal featuring a bread baked with royal baking powder. Upload it onto socials by replying to the competition post using the hashtag #TasteMasterSA. You could win a KitchenAid stand mixer plus a Parmalat hamper worth R1,000.
Happy baking, everyone!
And when posting your entry, make sure you include the hashtag #BakeMoreMemories.
Guys, I didn't actually taste your bakes today. I ate them. Really so well executed. The theme was challenging and you guys hit it out the park. I am so very proud and thankful for having the opportunity and the privilege of tasting it. So well done.
Making these decisions are so tough. You're literally 1 point away from either being top of the class or bottom of the class. The top baker for this week and the winner of this challenge is Max. Well done.
Are you kidding me? From this being the week I was most afraid about to one that I probably enjoyed the most, I am shook.
Max, we felt that your bakes were flawless. Both dough components were perfectly executed. Your levels of flavors in your savory and your sweet bake were just divine. So well done.
Thank you.
Please receive your royal baking powder pin, which will give you an advantage in the next round.
Thank you so
and
much.
A mini baguette as a memory.
Thank you.
Well done.
Max.
And Max, of course, you're walking away with a brand new 8 kilogram AEG heat pump tumble dryer. Well done.
Thank you. I think if there was ever a time to win the Royal Baking Powder Pin, being top 4 and the next round gonna be the one that determines who's top 3, it's gonna be super handy to have the pin.
And of course, it is an unfortunate occurrence that somebody has to go home, especially after a day like today where the level of execution was that high. But the next person to leave the Tastemaster kitchen is Lizelle.
I'm heartbroken. Oh, I kind of knew it.
Lizelle, it was a great bake. You did excellently today. The only point that left you at the bottom is you had the only underbaked item of the day.
Okay. No, it's fine.
And that was it. Otherwise,
fine.
we're just so thankful
Thank
for your
you.
presence and for the way that you lifted everybody's game. I'm super excited for this next season after the Taste Master for you. It's going to be a good one.
Thanks so much, everyone. I had an amazing time. You guys meant so much to me. I don't think you'll ever realize what this did for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Lizelle.
I really feel bad for Lizelle. She's taught us so much, and she's really shown that, you know, age doesn't matter. She's got so much of passion. I really am so sad that she's going home.
Thank you, Lizelle. You may hang up your apron.
Thank you,
very much.
Lizelle.
Well done.
It's, I'm crying, but it's because it was such an amazing journey. I was actually going to stop baking and look for other avenues in my business. But Taste Master has given me a new energy, a new look out in life. I want to do baking again. I want to show people everything I can do.
Congratulations to the four of you. As we said before, it is such a close race at this point. Well done, guys.
Well done.
Congratulations to our episode 8 viewer winner, Tennille Francis, who baked a gourmet platter including spicy paprika and salted herb crackers, cheese, hummus, and an onion and chili marmalade. Tennille walks away with a brand new KitchenAid stand mixer and a 1,000 Rand Parmalat hamper.
Another feel-good production.